Alright, so the map is Manchuria. It is France and Russia. Haza and Osman having both those civs, and Pablo and Malasite having France and France. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. This map is fairly open. There isn't a whole lot of potential to wall. It is possible, of course. Any map, it's possible. We do have the version where the trade post spawns between the players rather than behind the players. There's also whales on this map.
Welcome to the 2v2 Jackpot.
Let me mute myself there. Sorry about that.
All right, so we already did the.
All right, there we go. Muted. We'll make sure that the map is a fairly fair generation. And I think it is... Yeah. Yeah. No mines behind. Hunts are basically what they are. As long as you have your two starting hunts, that's as fair as it's gonna get. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good generation of Manchuria, and it isn't always fair, so it's good that it is this time. There are cows on the map. There is sea. There is 6 whales. So you can go see on this map. It is an option. There's, of course, the trade posts. We see that Osman's already gone for one. It does... so it looks like it was a wood start. Would start for them. It looks like both of the French players... okay, so... Malasite... yeah, okay, so both of the French players are going for market start. We'll go to this, see what people have scouted. So market start for both of the French players. And then on the other side, Osman has gone for a TP. And Russia has gone for a market. So... little bit of a boomier start. That's good. We'll see what these players pull out, though. It'd be interesting how well Malasite and Pablo perform. I know last night Malasite was actually trying to tutor Pablo a little bit. But yeah. Let's look at the economic units and we can see how many yaks have been picked up. It is 9 for they wanted to name themselves Elo Hunters, and Malasite and Pablo want to name themselves Lucky 13. So Lucky 13 versus Elo Hunters. It is 9 yaks for Elo Hunters and only 5 for Lucky 13. Hey Herbie, how's it going? There is a 2-minute delay, so that just tournament rules basically. That's what I always do. Yeah, looking good. I'm glad there isn't much lag, or it doesn't appear to be much lag. It is... Let's start looking at the decks real quick for you guys. That is a unique deck out from Haza. So... Stonemasons. Not a deck you see all the time. This is a very unique deck. I wonder if they're just trying to have fun. Yeah, that's all I can say. More of a treaty deck. It might even be a straight up treaty. It's not a treaty deck, but kinda. Look at Osman's deck. That's a little bit more what you'd expect. Hey Carl, not exactly fair teams as far as Elo go. Malasite and Pablo, they were just wanting to play in the tournament for fun. Haza and King of Osman are contenders for the whole tournament in and of itself. Pablo's deck... Wait. Pablo copied... Osman and Pablo have the exact same deck. And... Wait, do they? Okay, so... Malasite has a little bit. He has Pioneers in there. Pioneers can be a really good card. There's a few other small differences, but yeah. Honestly, Malasite and Pablo having fairly decent decks. I like that. Haza has the only one that isn't expected, shall we say. Let's look at how many... Haza's aging up on 17 villagers. Wait. No, 8? He's aging on 20 villagers? He's going to age on 20 villagers, it looks like. Osmane, on the other hand, has already aged up. Pablo and Malicite are... They're already aging too. This is going to be really late age from Haza. I think he's just having fun here, it looks like. Did I give Pablo a handicap? I did not give Pablo a handicap. No. So let's go back. We've looked at most of the... It's actually 11 yaks to 12. We'll go back to shipment sent for you guys so you can see that. Haza sent Eco Theory second. So Wood Trickle into Eco Theory. Is he aging on 20 villagers? Or is he gonna... No, he's... What the heck is he doing? 23 villagers? Is this like a fast revolt or something? Gonna spam forts out on the map? I mean, that's an option, I guess. That'd be crazy. Yeah, basically, it's kind of an NR no rush deck. It doesn't have... Let's see, what does it not have? I mean, it's pretty much a no rush deck. Yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy deck for sure. Looking around the map, it does look like the scout from Pablo is going down. The scouts are a really nice thing to have on the map. They allow you to, you can stealth them and see what your opponent's army is doing. And it also, of course, just gives vision. I do like the Pablo's Explorer being out here, scouting the first raid coming in. If they can notice that, that'd be really nice. Villagers, going straight for the villagers, or well, going for the TC of Pablo, in fact. These villagers have not garrisoned yet. We'll see how many goes down. Musketeers coming out, that's really nice. They're running away, so good, nice pop. Does lose one villager, could have, of course, saved that, but honestly, the Musketeers coming out, saving the rest of them for his PR, that's pretty nice. The scout out from Osmane here, keeping a tab on any units coming out or the hunts themselves. We do see both the barracks and a stable out from Malicite. I like that. Well played by him so far. Looking at the shipment sent, Osmane is on has sent his fourth shipment. On the other hand, Pablo and Malicite, they're probably sending their third ones right now, but they haven't sent it yet. Haza hitting age 2 now. He aged with 2 villagers, and so he has 25 villagers, and he's aging right now to 3. So straight up F situation. A couple villagers going down for Malicite. That is 1, 2, going to be 3 over here, it looks like. We'll go to economic units lost so you guys can see that. Just 2. 2 villagers so far. The crossbow out from Pablo doing something. Really, honestly, King of Osmane just putting some pressure out early. Haza doing some crazy strategy. Why does he have so little resources right now? Is it just a straight FF into TCs? Yeah, okay, so TC going down. It looks like it would age up fast to 3. It's got houses going down. Pretty much everyone is on wood. We'll go back to shipment sent, see what he's is sending. It's muskets and shipped crossbows out from Pablo. On the other hand, Malicite, pure muskets at the moment. We'll go to units in queue for you guys. Yeah, just muskets and muskets. Honestly, they could probably push out right now. They wouldn't obviously be defending or their hunts with muskets and whatnot, but yeah. Another barracks coming up from Osmane. Needs to finish that one first, or finish it at least. 3 TPs out from Osmane, so that's really, really nice from him. No one has any water decks. Yeah, no one has any water decks. We'll see. It looks like neither Pablo or Malicite are looking to age up soon. Osmane may be aging up soon. He did just ship 600 coin, gathering it now. 23 villagers on food. It looks like he is macroing to age up. Can't say for certain, but that'd be my guess. Looking around, okay, 700 food just sent in for Pablo. And for Malasite. Some cav coming over. Just keeping a tab on the enemy's army. They actually have a huge military pop advantage. Of course, if they moved on them, there are 3 barracks out, and they would be able to spam something out there. Refrigeration, the 3rd card coming out from Haza here, has a 3rd TC coming out too. So economically, definitely favor over to their team. Yeah, this is looking interesting. So, I'm honestly Malasite and Pablo. So Malasite and Pablo, 100 score and 87 score versus 123 and 103 of Haza and Osmane. They're just behind economically, 72 to 43. Big difference already. Haza just kind of having a little bit of fun. It looks like. Pablo actually got the first shots onto Osmane. Osmane delayed actually firing back. So the crossbow's in here too. That's really nice touch. It looks like it's an advantage fight over to Pablo. It's really close. I think, okay, so more units coming in. Because of that, it looks like Osmane's going to be doing really well here. But if it was just that straight up fight, Pablo actually would have won that. Where is the army of Malasite? Just sitting back, not doing a whole lot at the moment. It's crazy. I know that Haza was doing a little bit of a troll strategy, of course. But it is crazy to see that, you know, there are even lower players they don't actually they're not expected to win. It'd be a huge upset if Malasite and Pablo were to win. But it is cool to see that they actually, you know, there are points in the match where they're actually fairly even, or they can have advantage. Yeah, so Malasite coming forward with muskets. Maybe it would be better to support his teammate there. Osmane is staying age 2. Malasite going to age 3 right now. And we see Haza is going age 4. He has sent Wood Trickle, Eco Theory, Refrigeration, Royal Mint. We see Osmane just pumping out tons of units for all the military units for his whole team, in fact. And Haza is just building villagers and aging. It would have been really good if Malasite had actually not attacked until he had veteran muskets, but he ages now. We'll see what he goes with in H3. A bunch of skirmishers could be really nice. Skirmishers and goons would be a really nice touch here. We'll see what he does though. It does see that you do see that Osmane. Let's see what cards he has left to send. He has sent wood, so he has 700 food, 3 Hussar, Cav hit points, and also Wilderness Warfare. That's the only cards he has left that he can send before he ages, at least. Looking at everything else, it does, you do see Osmane coming forward. One thing that was really good about Malasite hitting is that Osmane pulled back, so not extra damage done over to Pablo. Skirmisher is out, but they're going to need to be pulled back. His villagers there too. Let's see, where's the, are there Cav out? The Cav raiding Pablo, but if the skirmishers if they kited well, they could actually do a lot here. More skirmishers coming out though. This is H2 Musk versus skirmishers. And some CDB coming down too. He does have great coats on them though. So nice touch there. The skirmishers, yeah, it's doing well. The Minutemen come out too. The Cav in though onto the skirmishers. The Cav will do a lot there. More Cav coming in. Some more Musketeers coming in. Pablo, he has 10 Musketeers. Honestly, Osmane is doing a lot. But if Malasite and Pablo's army had fought together in these instances, they would have done a lot better. Malasite is still sitting at home. Let's see what he does with it, though. Osmane just playing really well here. Haza just having fun. I think he was just trying to troll a little bit. Or not necessarily troll, but just have a fun strategy. He does have 2 falconets. That was his age-up falconets, I believe. I don't believe he has an artillery foundry. Now, if he had an artillery foundry, it'd be up there. We do see that most of the mines are actually are over with for Haza and Osmane. Look at the eco advantage, 126 to 36. That's just crazy. Of course, that's the recalculated economic unit population, so it does take the CDB into account there. You do see Pablo getting cleaned up a little bit here. Some goons coming out. Need some skirmishers though. Of course, you need goons for the cap, but yeah, I have no clue how to treat you. Yeah. All right. So, sorry, just reading a little bit of the chat. Yeah. Yeah, and we do see Haza going age 5 actually right now. Yeah, that's a treaty deck. Yeah, I was. Yeah. All right. So TC and Malasite going down. Villagers going down. I mean, it's effectively GG. Haza just scouting with his cannons. If he doesn't get that house down before they resign, he will. Probably. Okay, he does. So he's going to get a bit of combat XP, but no units taken out. Osmane just Haza just having fun here. And his name is John Cena. Yep. Alright, so Malasite is out. Pablo is out. We'll see how many villagers he's on. Just curious. 8 villagers. So Osmane effectively 1v2'd. Obviously, Malasite and Pablo would have played a little bit differently if it was a real 2v2. But, yeah. Well played. Alright, we'll look at some of the post-game stats for you really quick. We'll look at the military tab. 168 military units out from Osmane. And 67 and 80 out from Malasite and Pablo. That's a big difference. You can see the kill-death ratio also really high for Osmane. We'll look at over the combat XP. You can see that there. Haza just getting a house down. Look at the resources gathered. Funny enough, Osmane actually... Did he get the most resources gathered? No, Haza did, but just barely. We'll see how close that actually was. That was basically 200 resources difference. It's crazy how much the shipments do. That is almost 16 minutes into the game, and you can see how much crate shipments do over time. It's a really good graph to see just for that specific stat. Looking at the military unit population, we can see that. We'll go over team stats. That might be a little bit more accurate. Look at villager population. Just crazy for Haza there. Really good raids out. We see Pablo was actually, he created 1, 2, that was a villager shipment. He basically created 2 villagers after hitting age 2. I think they were a little bit intimidated. I know they were saying they were really nervous before this. Looking at the military unit population here, you see that, we do see that there. We'll look at the team stats for you guys. Yeah, there was a point where Malasite and Pablo actually had a huge military population advantage. And they could have moved in. Of course, Osmane would have reinforced that he would have had defender's advantage. So he could have held on to it possibly. We'll look at resources gathered again. And yeah, that's it. Oh, GG. Gotta be, it was GG. The players were all having fun. In my opinion, if players have fun, it's a good game. I'm not hosting. We'll see where they are. Haza's game here. We'll wait for Pablo to get into it before we get into it. We're going to randomize the maps and the civs real quick, though. Yeah. Yeah, I hope they let Haza age up first. Let me read some of the... His name is John Cena. Haza goes for Imperial. Yep. Yeah, they did resign. Hide your villagers in a corner like a pro. No cards in each 5. All right. We're waiting for Pablo to get in. Osmane Beast. Yeah, Osmane is a beast, yeah. Certainly, Haza and Osmane are... I roll. All right, Haza and Osmane are contenders to win this whole tournament. Actually, there's some really good teams here. We can look at that at some point, but yeah, we're gonna do this. This is the old wheel that we used. We don't have. Hopefully, we're trying to get the map wheel out for Give You Anxiety and Soldier versus Kinesi Tit and Timogen later today. But yeah, it was unexpected to have it on the 13th. This is what the players could do, though, so that's what we went with. The map is going to be rolled right now. Where can you find the brackets, Adnoir? In the About section. You can see the About section. The team names have not been updated. Only a couple have named them anyways. Yeah. So the map is Kamchatka. We're going to roll the 2 civs for Haza and Osmane real quick. Aztec and Ports. Elo Hunters is the name of Haza and Osmane's team. Oh wait, well, it was Ports and Aztec. Aztec Ports. And then Malicite and Pablo. See what they are going with. India and Iroquois. Malicite, Pablo, India, Euro. So if they knew how to play these civs, this is actually an option for them to rush here. Of course, Aztec Ports is a fairly turtley civ with a second TC. And Aztec really good early, but India and Iroquois have the potential to put a lot of pressure in age 2. Yeah. Yeah, looking good. I'm gonna read chat in between games for you guys. Yeah, 3 TPs out from Osmane. Yep. Yep. Yeah, the TP line did make a difference too. You're completely right on that. So India and Iroquois are the civs out for Malicite and Pablo. We'll see what they do with it. The map is Kamchatka. Kamchatka, let's do summer version. It's just a lot easier on the eyes, a lot easier to see. It does look like Pablo is going for Iroquois. I think that's probably a good choice. Iroquois is your villagers take food. It's I think a little bit more straightforward than India to play. It's more like European civs. It's a little bit hard to. There's a lot of different things you can do with them, but these are the PR of the players. Perhaps one of the most one-sided matches you've ever seen. No, he's got summer. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, there's some really good teams in Adnoir for sure. Yeah, there's I have no idea who's going to take this tournament. I would say probably favorites are Kaiserklein and Maito and Fair. Kaiserklein, Maito, Fair. But yeah, anything can happen with random maps, random civs. Yeah, anything can happen. That's the beauty of the jackpot tournament. We'll see who hits the jackpot and who doesn't when it comes to luck. All right, so we've got the civs selected. It looks like Pablo and Malicite are going to be happy with this. So, yeah, we're getting into game number 2 here. This is the game number 2 of the first match in the 2v2 Jackpot tournament. It is Haza and Osmane in Ports and Aztec versus Malasite and Pablo in India and Iroquois. It is Elo Hunters. That's the team name that they went with for Haza and Osmain. And Malasite and Pablo have gone for Lucky 13 as their team name. They're team number 13, Lucky 13. You know how it goes. So yeah, well, we're waiting for Pablo to green up. He might even be making his deck, honestly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's making his deck. So we'll see what he goes with. Malasite is kind of trying to coach him a little bit. Pablo is obviously some lower PR, and Malasite giving some pointers and whatnot. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun tourney to Adnoir for sure. I'm excited for it. All right, so Haza and Osmain, Ports and Aztec versus Indians and Iroquois. Kamchatka is the map. The map Kamchatka is it's a really cool map. It's one of the first maps that players liked a whole lot on the ESOC scene. There's opportunities to wall and also not wall because the trade route goes through this one crossing here, but you can wall the other crossings. It is somewhat of a closed map. In 1v1 professional scene, you do see FFs fairly often. We'll make sure that the map generation is fair enough. It's a little bit advantage over to Haza and Osmain, actually. They have an extra mine. Let me close that. Sorry, guys. They have an extra mine. I don't know that I'm going to though. I'm going to pause. Alright, I'm just going to say that. Can't see... Oh, you couldn't see the spins. Yeah, that's my bad. Oh, no, you can't see the game. Ah, dang. Okay. Alright, game here. Thanks for pointing that out. Appreciate that, Bulldog. I need to pay more attention to that. Alright. Malasite and Pablo. Decision. Use in front. Okay. Alright.
Are you ready? Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Here we go. Alright, yeah, perhaps they just didn't know how to respond. But yeah. So this is game number 2 between Haza and Osmain versus Pablo and Malasite. Last game we saw that Haza he went fast Imperial, sending only economic cards, and on the other hand, Osmain pretty much 1v2'd the whole game. Made more military units than both of his opponents combined, and won the fights with that too. So he did really well last game. We'll see if they do something similar to that this game. Let's see if any... Again, Haza goes with the treaty deck. Osmain's deck. It's looking like it's going to be the same kind of thing. Iroquois' deck. It looks like maybe he didn't save it. That'd be my guess. India has not picked a deck yet. Yeah, it's looking like he picked all his cards. Made his deck and then forgot to save. But, oh well. Yep. I changed screen by the time you get to it. But, yeah. It looks like Malasite is all onto food. So, a rush coming out from him. Iroquois, yeah, his deck. He's got 6 Tomahawks. You can go 3 vills, 6 Tomahawks. But, outside of that, going to be rough. I mean, of course, he has villager shipments and whatnot, but not a typical Iroquois rush deck. We do see Osmain did build a TP. So he went TP, Fire Pit, and House. if Malachite and Pablo do rush hard, which they have to, I think, in this case, if they are watching the opponent's civs, or opponent's decks, we see that Haza has a complete treaty deck, and we see that you see Osmane's deck, and you of course know that Pablo's deck wasn't saved. And so if they do rush, that'd be a really good option. That is an Agra. So Agra at home. Interesting. Iroquois is almost aging up now. We'll see if he ages up fast or not. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Ecobar on the top left. I can do that. There you go. Ecobar top left for 2v2. That actually works perfect. So I like that. Good. I'll do that the rest of the tournament. Yeah. Alrighty, so looking good. For anyone curious, there is a delay, so that's why I'm not responding to you right away when you guys tag me. So we see the decks out from everyone. Definitely treaty deck out from Haza. We see Osmane having his just a good rush deck, lots of units early. We see India's deck now. That's a pretty good India deck for 2v2. I like it. On the other hand, Iroquois, yeah, he didn't save his deck. So we'll see what happens here. Agra almost up. Market up now from Indians. So he's going market. He has 2 villagers building it. We do have a war hut out here too. We'll see what they do here. This is interesting. Do have a goat out here from Pablo. And we see the Iroquois Explorer forward. A war hut being built forward. So Osmane, I think he aged up fast. Yeah, he must have aged up fast. Building a war hut close to the opponents. I'm curious what he's going to do here. It looks like he's obviously going to rush. But, you know, there are options. You're 1v2. If you rush and you lose all your army right away and opponents still have a lot of army, that could be really rough. We'll see what they do, though. Yeah. It's a best of 5, Wardy. It's not even a best of 5. In the play-ins, it's play all 5. So we are going to see all 5 games. The reason why we do that is we are able to... depending on how you do in the play-ins, it will affect your seeding for quarterfinals. So if we play all 5 games, it's going to be more accurate seeding than if we were to just go with the if we were to just go with best of 5. So yeah, that's what we're doing. There is enough hunts and mines around both Pablo and Malachite. We do see that 5 Puma were built first. Osmane goes 700 wood, 600 wood, so 3 villas, 700 wood, 600 wood. We do see Haza has aged, of course. Even in a treaty deck, it's fairly common for ports to... he went market start. So he went market start. He might have done that in transition, I'm not sure. But it's pretty common for ports to age up as quick as they can. It does give you a boost with the second TC. We do see a lot of Tomahawk out from Pablo. Well done. Sepoy out from Malachite also. There's some Aina too. I like the Aina pop. Those must have just popped. So he does have a good mass out here. Though we need Malachite and Pablo to work together. They could... Honestly, if Haza just does a treaty deck the whole the whole match, and he doesn't make units, theoretically, Malachite and Pablo, if they catch on to that, they would be able to put a lot of pressure onto the opponent. Lots of Puma coming out right now. Picking off a few Tomahawks. The Puma sieged down 1 house already. We do see Pablo is house popped. And the Tomahawks and Aina in on the opponent. He is getting a second house down now. he's going to need to get onto wood quickly. He's at 32 out of 10, has no long houses out. If Malasite came forward here, they could clean this up. But yeah, Osmane just microing really well. It shows you how good the micro is from top level players. Looking around the map, it looks like Osmane. We'll go to what's scouted. So they have scouted quite a bit. I don't believe Malasite and Pablo have not scouted their left side of the map at all. Have stayed fairly defensive. Yeah. Okay, so Malasite coming forward now. After the army of Pablo's pretty much was all gone. If they work together, they could win some matches, win some fights at least. But no, Pablo's army's all gone. He now has built 2 longhouses, so well done by him on doing that without 700 wood or wood. He does have 600 wood. Malasite losing a couple villagers, so yeah, that looks good. The Iroquois ability, if he used it on the maces, could be really nice. This defender's advantage definitely over to Malasite and Pablo though right now. We see that the Agra fort and the Warhead doing quite a bit of damage to the opponents. I still think Osmane will win this fight. I'm not entirely sure he's going to want to stick around though to underneath all that fire. If he has enough Puma, he could do so. Of course, he's shipping more Puma and building some himself. So yeah, no, he's going to definitely 1v2 here. That's crazy. Well, it's got a little bit of a lag spike. That's a shame. Yeah, a little bit of a shame that there is a lag spike here. Yeah, rip blue. Wait, is he on the drop screen or something? I don't know. Looking over, reading the chat. It is pretty unfair. Yoshimitsu. It is pretty unfair, yeah. Okay. So Pablo apparently let's see. The early mouse is pretty decent, yeah. It's interesting to me. I think Pablo is just lagging because he's not on the drop screen. So I think he's just lagging and not actually... Well, I don't know exactly how observer mode works. Alright. So... I think we're gonna call it. All right, we're gonna get into. I'm gonna give Malasite and Pablo. Can't beat this 1v1 action. I think it might have meant 1v2. GG. All right. We're gonna get into the next game. Enough of watching this lag. Hopefully Pablo doesn't have a lot of lag spikes in the future. Let's look at the rest of the chat. They're India, Iroquois, and didn't rush. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, they should have rushed. Yeah. I think perhaps it was the first time Pablo's ever played Iroquois. When in doubt, OS it out. 2v1 tourney sounds fun. Hey, yeah, since you mentioned it, Carl, I have considered. I don't know if we're actually going to do it, but I've considered having. A tournament where we have like pros sign up in teams of 2 and having something like captains sign up in teams of 3 and then like second lieutenant signed up in teams of 4, something like that. So yeah, that'd be pretty interesting and theoretically. All right, what was said? Alright. So we'll get into the next game real quick. Yeah. They did rush, a PR-14 rush. Yeah. Letting the Aztec boom. Right. Let me grab some water really quick, guys. I will, we'll get into the next game shortly. Just a second. Alrighty, guys. We will randomize the civs in just a second for you. Alright, here we go. We'll wait for the players to get in. Yeah. I do actually like it, the choice from Haas and Osmain to Osmain try to 1v2 and Haza it just does that. It makes the games a lot more interesting for sure. So I can appreciate Colorado is the map. I can appreciate Haza practicing treaty in this 2v2 Jackpot tournament. But yeah, I appreciate that from them. It makes the games a lot more interesting to cast and watch too, honestly. We'll do the civs now for Haza and Osmain for Elo Hunters is their name. Spain and Haza, Osmain, Spain and Aztec. And then for Malicite and Pablo, Ports and Aztec. Malicite, Pablo, Ports, Aztec. All right. Let's go on. That sounds awful. I'm assuming you're saying that sounds awful to 2 pros, 3 captains, 4 lieutenants, and all that. 4 lieutenants versus 2 pros. The lieutenants would win. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I think it could make for some really fun games. Maybe we could do something like 4 master sergeants. I'm just throwing it out there. It's a fun thought I had.
Yes.
Wait. Who's respinning? All right.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna have rerolls out. Malicite and Pablo using their second rerolls. They used the first ones on their first game. They both got Japan, and it was versus Russia and Brits, and so they decided to do that. All right, so new map. Map is Kamchatka. I tried to have several maps in there so that it would be so that we wouldn't see the same maps all the time, but we do see 2 maps at the same time. That is probably good for Malicite and Pablo, though. That is, since they're a little bit more used to it. Haza, Osmain, Aztec, India, and then Malicite and Pablo. Looks like Pablo is back. Malachite and Pablo get Sue. Malachite, Pablo, Sue, Auto. Dude, though, Sue Auto, if you go Avis and Bow Rider, that's a pretty good unit composition. You should comment on how good his boob is. I had nowhere. Yeah, I could do something like that. Yeah, 1v2 against 2 captains is impossible even for PR40. Yeah, but 2v3 though against 2 captains, I don't know. Depends on how much of a pro they are. I don't know. Like I said, I was just throwing it out there as a thought. I haven't figured out the exact things, but there could be an interesting tournament at the very least. There could be some serious hype in it. Hey Harrison, yeah, chosen by God. Getting chosen by God in would be good. Chosen, he mixed up the times on the conversion to his time zone, so he got he got it mixed up. He might come in for at the end though. So this is game number 3. We have here. Let me update the score. It is Haza and Osmain, Elo Hunters, 2 wins up onto Malachite and Pablo, as is expected. But something we've seen a trend in the first 2 games is Haza has gone for his treaty decks every time. So a treaty deck and then Osmain 1v2ing. Theoretically, if Malachite and Pablo pick up on this, they could do really well versus the opponents. Malachite and Pablo have Sue and Ottomans. They don't have any rerolls left. Haza and Osmain have both of their team rehosts. When you rehost when you use one of your rehosts, you have 2 total in a match. It completely resets all of the civs for both teams and resets the map. We did reroll Kamchatka for this map though, so yeah, that's what happens. Read a bit of the chat real quick for you guys. Make sure that it is a fair map. It is more fair than last game, that's for sure. I'm not going to worry about an extra mine missing on this side. Malachite and Pablo, that's fine. They decided to play it last game when when they were missing just the 3rd mine, so I'm just gonna let it go. That's later on into the game. You'd get to those mines anyways. Yeah, let's check real quick the haunts. I should have already checked that. Chatting too much about the game. All right, so this is game number 3. Malachite and Pablo. Let's theoretically talk if they have a chance at even beating Haza and Osmain. If they recognize that the opponents are doing, if Haza is going for a treaty deck every single game, then I think they have the potential to take a game. If they take a game, theoretically they could go to the quarterfinals. There are 14 teams in play-ins. Only 8 are going to make it to quarterfinals. And so with a score of 1-4, it's unlikely that they would make it to quarterfinals, but theoretically it's possible. So yeah, Haza and Osmain, if they pressure Osmain really well and beat his army really fast, they do have a potential to win a game, I think. Just the way that they've been playing. I do appreciate that they've done that. Osmain is forced to play at his very best trying to 1v2, and Haza is just practicing his treaty. Let's look at decks real quick. We can look at Ottoman's deck. He doesn't have 700 coin. There's a galley in there. But outside of that, pretty decent deck. He doesn't have Abyss cards. So perhaps he's going to go for... it's Pablo. Perhaps he's going to go for a... Janissary. Go for Janissaries. Looking at Malachite's deck, It is lots of military unit shipments. So this might be a rush. I think, yeah, he could fit one more card in H2. He didn't go for that. But yeah, we'll see what they do here. If they're pick up on the rush, that could be really, really good for them. If they pick up on this strategy. They can't take a game off. Well, if Haza doesn't make any units, they could theoretically. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep it interesting as a caster. Yeah, if Haza made no units until 40 minutes, and Osmane, and they picked up that Osmane was not making units. Did he say sec? Okay. Well, he didn't say it to everyone. So, yeah, at the very least, it could give...
Yes, yes.
It could give Malachite and Pablo a boost of confidence. When you're playing pros, you're in your first tournament ever. Malachite and Pablo, both in their first tournament ever. They're saying they're very nervous before the game even started, before the match even started. So if they were to recognize that the opponents are doing just a treaty deck, boom, and Osmane just trying to 1v2, then that could give them a boost of confidence, and that could go a long way towards giving them a chance at doing something. What are these teams, IndiaBot? So it is a 2v2 Jackpot tournament. There was no restrictions on PR. Everyone was allowed to sign up. This is Haza and Osmane contenders to win the whole tournament. Malachite and Pablo, the lowest ranked PR ranked player power ratio, the lowest ranked team in the whole tournament. It was just randomized how the teams were put together, and that's what happened. So, yep. Yeah, looking good. You don't think Osmane is playing at his best? He's not playing like he would play 1v1. I will agree with that. But you're 1v2ing. You've got to change it up how you're doing it. I think he's playing pretty well. He's trying really hard. He may not be playing at his best. But he's trying hard for sure. Trying hard to 1v2. So you could be right that he's not playing at his best, but he is trying hard to 1v2. Obviously, I don't think a whole lot of pressure is on him, but he's just practicing. He's just practicing as if he was playing against really hard players, doing some 1v2 in there. And Haza is just practicing his treaty. So, yep. So it looks like a consulate out from Osmane. I think maybe this is going to be... Let's look at the decks real quick. Hadn't done that yet. I think 300 export might be the second shipment. It is the second shipment indeed. Okay, so that is what he went for. You can look at his deck there. Haza's deck. And then we'll look one more time quickly at Sue and Ottoman's deck. Yeah, looking good. Warhut Travois. Alright, so Warhut Travois was sent by Malachite. Interesting. That's not something you see every day, but definitely interesting for sure. He's gathering a bit of wood. I'm not sure. He aged up with 400 wood. Sent the Warhuts. Is he going to do Clubmen? Let's look at units in queue. I don't see any yet. Just a point out from Osmane currently. He did do Musketeers out from the British consulate. Still no units in queue for Malachite. We do have Janissaries, some Janissaries out from... oh wait, 10 Janissaries are in queue? Okay, so... Pablo has 10 Janissaries in queue from one barracks. We do see that 5 Janissaries was sent second by Pablo. Market going up in the face here. We do see the TPs were built. a little bit, you know, to help your economy. It looks like Malachite noticed that, remembered that he was on EP, and well done by him. We do see some, okay, so this is interesting. He's on a lot of coin. Very interesting choice of what Malachite is doing. We do see the axe coming forward. Janissaries engaging, but not very well. We do see some sit and bows out. Nicely done. He doesn't have much wood left though, so he's not able to get more out. I think perhaps this was more of a an FF kind of strategy out from Malachite. I'm not sure. We do see Osmane is taking this battle, taking this fight though and winning. He's getting, okay, so Malachite, if he was going to do an FF kind of situation, he realized that he shouldn't. So he's getting onto food and wood, and he's going to build sit and bows. The Sioux War Chief comes over. Too late though. I do like that Malachite and Pablo are working together. Their armies are working together more. That's at least an improvement over game 1 and saw just a very little bit of it in game 2. We do see a couple war clubs were popped, but yeah, looking very rough for team for Lucky 13's team. More units coming in though. They're just streaming in, not even firing. Oof, that's rough to see. Malachite, he might be able to repair his war hut at some point, theoretically. No, he's not. Getting more war clubs out. Why? Just build seat and bows. I guess you don't want to build seat and bows into SAR, but war clubs are going to do a lot less. No war hut left for Malachite. He did buy, it looks like he used the market a bit, so that's good. Ship some war clubs. War clubs just do so bad versus musketeers. So he's getting a war hut out though, but that might not go up. I don't think it's gonna go up. Osmane coming forward here. And getting more villagers on it. That's not going to help, bud. That's just going to go down. We do see Explorer harassing a little bit. More Janissaries coming forward. Oof. Looking so rough for Malachite. Yeah, I think maybe he was originally attending the War Club rush. He still has 14 wood left on this wood crate. Villagers choosing to fight. You could actually take out the Soar pretty easily if you were to melee it. Probably wouldn't even lose a villager if you did it well. But yeah, looking really, really rough. You have a second barracks out from Pablo, so he's going to be doing well there. Yeah. Team Exotic Hardwood sent. Yeah, we'll look at Haza, see what Haza's doing. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's age 3. He is warrior priest dancing. He has sent Team Exotic Hardwoods fencing school. Fencing school allows him to train the warrior priest faster. He also sent Exotic Hardwoods on top of Team Exotic Hardwoods. He does not have a secondary TC yet, but should have it pretty soon. He also sent, okay, so he sent 10 villagers, the shipment. Man, these villagers, if Malachite was aware, he could actually could have taken out the sword. We do see the TC going down from Malachite. At this point, 46 and 74. The score of Osmane more than makes up for the opponent's score. Some Gurk coming out. Nice little touch from Osmane, doing just going to do really well versus the Janissaries. It's over for Malachite and Pablo, but we'll see what they do. Maybe try to extend the game as much as they can. Honestly, if they're trying to get chosen in, theoretically, if they're trying to get a game off of it, it would be a good choice for them to try to stall out as long as possible so that Chosen is able to make it sooner. He is able to make it around 15 GMT. So that is an hour from now. This is going to be the third game. If they were able to stall it out, I don't think they'll be able to. But if they were able to stall it out long enough, Chosen might jump in for the last game. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's all but over. We can look at the treaty aspect out from Haza. Second TC going up now. He's using just his war chief, though. No villagers. I think that's perhaps a bit of a mistake. Unless he is fertility dancing. Fertility dancing. We'll see. We'll see what he's doing here. Might be XP dancing. We got the third wood shipment out. Let's look at his deck real quick. See what he could possibly do. Yeah, nothing else is going to help him at the moment. He's not on farms and plantations. Trying to think. 1k coin is the only other thing that would really help him with a boom at this point. He sent all his other cards. He is okay. He is fertility dancing now. So, yeah. Perhaps he wasn't. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know that his villagers can build the. He should know his villagers can build TCs. But yeah. Let's look at units in queue. See how many villagers. Okay, so no, I guess he's done it right. I suppose in some ways. I don't know why he has so many villagers on wood. He doesn't need to have as many villagers on wood. Unless he's getting market ups. He'll get plantation up soon too. I don't know. I haven't played treaty in a while. Very long time. But I would have used villagers to build TC some there. We'll look back at the fighting real quick. We do more clubs coming out. Scene bows is just a better choice. Yeah. Clubs are gonna be useless versus musketeers and skirmisher type units. Do see some sower out though. That means he has double caravansary. Yeah. I think Malasite and Pablo are trying to delay the game. Just delay it as much as possible so that Chosen can come. Determined to get that 1 point. Yep. Alright, so both TCs are down. Yeah. Not respecting treaty build radius limit. I'll mention it to him. Viewers say you're not respecting treaty. What is it? Treaty build radius limit. Alright, gonna say that. We'll see what he says about it. He's just having fun. That's a good message. Janissary's out. Obviously not enough for Osmane, but Osmane actually aging right now. So, yeah. We see some spies out. I think he's going to use that to see what's going on around the map. Yeah, 36 and 48, 202, 257. I mean, this game's over. There's no way for them to come back. There's no way. I could try to talk about it, but there's no way they'd come back. They're just trying to stall it out. If their goal is to stall it out, I wonder. Let's see. Could try to build some spies. Garrett stealth them. That would be so annoying though for Haza and Osmane. Haza going to H4 now. He's starting to get some of those shipments in. He has 10 villagers on the plantation and the farm. Alright. GG. Alright. I do appreciate the respect that the players have for each other, despite it being a very lopsided game, a very lopsided match. Players are respecting each other. Haza has on the other tab. Haza has Brizzers on the other tab. Here, I'll allow that message. Yeah. Yeah, looks good. We'll look at some of the post-game stats for you guys real quick. All right, so that's such a crazy stat. 184 units killed, 44 lost. Like combat XP. Oh my goodness. Look at the resources gathered. Once again, 1627 is when Osmain actually he falls behind Haza, and he did not have TPs this time. So it's crazy that just sending military shipments and getting XP from fighting, there are aspects of that too, but it's like 16 minutes into the game. That's how long it takes for a treaty deck to make up the difference. That's insane. Look at military unit population. We'll look at team stats if you guys want. Yeah, I think in this game, at no point did Malice and Pablo have an advantage. Yeah. We'll get into the next game shortly, though. For anyone just joining, this is probably going to be... This should be the most lopsided match in the whole tournament. Yeah. This should be the most lopsided match in the whole tournament. It's what we have, though. We're going to randomize the map real quick for you guys. It is... The map is going to be Fertile Crescent. Map Fertile Crescent. And we'll go to the... So, real quick, guys. This is the old Age of Empires 3 spinner. This is what... this is, you know, just very generic. Nothing even related to Age of Empires 3. This is the new one. Matsavi and his friend are putting in work on building up this website. And during this tournament, we'll actually have some things to release to you guys about the website. A little bit of a hint, it's all in the name. But yeah, we'll get the civs rolled. It's play all 5 for play ins. It shows the it's more accurate at deciding seedings. All right, so Iroquois, and we'll see what the other civ is. Euro France for Osmain. And thanks for the follow, guys. I will respond to that in just a moment. China and India for Malicite Pablo. All right, thanks for the follow, Yoshimitsum and Dissel. Appreciate it a lot, guys. Appreciate the support. Thanks for the casting. I'm trying to just do my best here. I hope it's at least entertaining enough for you guys. Yeah. Prince around. I don't know GUA. Yeah. All right. So it is China and India for Malicite and Pablo. Both civilizations. I don't expect them to be used to. We'll see what they do though. It's not a best of 7, Patrick. It is a play all 5 for the sake of seedings into quarterfinals. that's what we're going with. There are 14 teams, and only 8 are gonna make it into quarterfinals. So the top 8 ones, yep. Matsavi. First spin wheel is mine. Sorry, Jazz. I don't mean to put it down, but you can see how much of an improvement the second one is. Are they gonna respin? All right. So it's gonna be maps respawn.
Yes.
Okay, so gonna go back to that map. So each team has two team rehosts. They need to use them before green up, and before everyone's greened up, and after the maps and the civs have been rolled. Kamchatka map. That's basically the third one in a row. I don't know if that's good or bad. I suppose it kind of favors Malasite and Pablo a bit. We'll get new civs though. Brits and Haza as main Brits ports. And for Malasite and Pablo, we're gonna see Germany, Malasite, Pablo, Germany, Russia. All right, so all European civs. I think Malasite and Pablo are gonna appreciate that. I think it's entertaining enough. It's really, I mean, this PR difference. I'm not sure it's ever been. I'm sure there's been a large PR difference in tournaments in the past, but yeah, it's. I think we're making it entertaining enough. All right, so it is Brits and ports for them. Yeah. Killer Cry is Malasite, yep. Different minerals. Can you explain the Civ veto rules for the whole series? Yeah, GUA. All right, so play-ins is play all 5. Quarterfinals, semifinals is best of 5. Finals is best of 7. Each match, your team has 2 team rehosts. Both teams have two team rehosts. You can use both of them. Theoretically, you could use all 4 of them in the same game, although not really suggested. But when you use a team rehost, you have to use that after the civs and the map has been selected, and before everyone has greened up. You use it, it resets the map and resets the civs for all players, not just one team. So those are the rules. If you're also curious, give you anxiety, you can look at the tournament Discord and look at tournament rules and format, and you can see that there. Killer Cry owns a profitable mining operations, and he named himself after the minerals they mine. Right? Yeah. Kamchatka mine summer, please.
Yes.
I'm just gonna ask them to do summer real quick. It's just a lot easier on the eyes, and it's.
Are you ready?
Yeah, it's just easier. Although, I guess theoretically, if we're trying to make it as favored for Malasite and Pablo, if it is a winter version, then it would be a little bit easier to rush. But no one's walling, so yeah. All right, so Haza and Osmane versus Malasite and Pablo. The team name for Haza and Osmane is Elo Hunters, and for Malasite and Pablo, it is Lucky 13. There is 7 matches, and there's gonna be some good matches in there too for play-ins. So I don't expect there to be more than, well, I don't expect there to be more than 6 teams going 0-5. If there were 6 teams going 0-5, Pablo and Malasite would be in the running for a tiebreaker. I'm just trying to think if if there's any way for them to play more matches after this game if they don't win any. We'll see though. Didn't expect this Twitch chat to be on his actual screen, to be honest. Hope YouTube enjoys. Twitch chat isn't on my screen. Oh, except on the left, yeah. Yeah, it's alright, yeah. Wait, if it's display capture, you'll see it, yeah. Alright, so if the last games are to are any indication, Haza's gonna go for a treaty deck again. Ooh, this is not a treaty deck from Haza. Okay, he has villager shipments in. It's not a rush deck. He has no military shipments, but he does have villagers in it, which is not something you're gonna have in a treaty deck. Maybe an NR20 or something like that. But yeah. I wonder if Osmane's gonna go for treaty. That'd be interesting. Change it up a little bit. Malicite and Pablo. So we see Pablo's deck now. Pretty decent deck. I would like to see 8 crossbow. I think that's better than 3 Dops or 5 Ulan. Otherwise, though, pretty decent 2v2 deck. Team 2 Settle Wagons. I don't know that that's actually that great. It's okay, I suppose, but in a 3v3, it's really good. In a 2v2, it's just 4 Settler Wagons. It's the equivalent of 8 villagers sent in age 3. Malicite has not picked a deck yet. Okay, so Osmane is going treaty now. He's practicing treaty. Haza does not have a hard rush deck though, so I'm not sure what he's going to go with. We do see Malicite's deck now. It's pretty good 2v2 deck. If we're going off of decks, and if decks decided games, Malicite and Pablo would win this game. But yeah, obviously decks do not decide games. They do make a big impact though, generally speaking. Yeah, they haven't lost 5-0 yet. Yep, same map again. It's very unlikely to have 3 maps in a row, but yep. As far as the mines go, the players have just decided to play it for previous maps, so I'm not gonna bother them with asking them about it. But as far as the map generation goes and the hunts, it is actually pretty close because there's only 3 mines that spawned on this left side for Haza and Osmane, 2 on the right, while for Pablo and Malicite, 1 on the right, 4 on the left. So it's actually pretty close. It's definitely close enough, I think. Yeah, so Haza, let's see what he goes with. He does not have... He's aging already, but he does not have military shipments. So in trying to 1v2, that could be pretty rough for him. I'm not sure what he's gonna do here. He's getting lots of manners out. If he gets lots of manners out, there is a point where I mean, I don't know. It'd be good if he had military shipments. I'm not gonna go. There's no way to skirt that. We do see that Malicite is aging. Pablo not aging yet. Okay, no, he just started. Okay. Malicite, he's aging. He'll be the second one up. Osmane is aging also. He just went market start. Haza having... Yeah. Interesting. I wonder if it's like if it's gonna be like a NR40 deck from Osmane and something like a NR10 or deck out from Haza. That'd be he has 2 Falconets. You wouldn't have 2 Falconets in an NR10 deck, and you would probably also have Virginia Company. But yeah, interesting. Maybe it's a 4v4 type of deck. I don't know. All right, 9 skirmisher hype. Feed deck. Could be doing that. Alright, so yeah, this is Haza versus Osmain. I mean, not Haza versus Osmain. That'd actually be kind of fun to watch. But Haza and Osmain versus Malachite and Pablo. Yeah. Malachite and Pablo. Let's see if they can get lots of units out quickly. That'd be really nice to see from them. We do see a blockhouse forward for Malachite. I like that choice. Built it with 2 villagers. It's somewhat of that's somewhat debatable how many villagers you should be building a blockhouse with. A lot of the HP did come off, but the 3rd villager gathering that whole time instead of walking forward, building the blockhouse, and then walking to the hunts. Perhaps it would have saved him some time there. We do see muskets and strelets out. 5 muskets out from Haza, but that is perhaps enough to jump on top of the outpost. If they looked at Haza's deck and know that he does not... Basically, there's no shipments outside of 2 falconets for Haza and Osmain's team. So if they recognize that, they could actually take out the outpost. There's not going to be any chance of a surprise military shipment on top of them. Yeah. Is he gonna go? I think he's gonna go for the TP soon. No TP's picked up by either team yet. Yeah. All right, so let's look at the treasures picked up real quick. We do see 40 wood picked up by Pablo, 40 by Haza, 85 by Osmain, 80 wood for Haza. Malachite picks up 50 XP, 120 XP for Osmain. So better treasures over to Haza and Osmain as you would expect, but some good wood treasures picked up by Malachite and Pablo too. It looks like they might get a villager here. Probably not. It is 4 speed. If his strelets just went forward, oh, the villager stopped. If his strelets went forward without the muskets, they could have maybe made up enough ground to shoot him. The Ulan's coming in, though. The villager's not picked off there. No, they might get one. No, not going to get one. It's kind of close, though. Osmain just booming away. We do see Malachite in on top of Osmain's units. Good amount. Okay, so there's some cav here. Cav and muskets is what he's going for, what Haza is going for. This army's going to get caught out, I think. Those are muskets, keep in mind. They're 20% weaker than regular muskets. And they're just running around. You're going to have to fight. Yeah, okay, so turn, fight. He's doing some good micro. Muskets onto the cav, strelets onto the musketeers. I'd like to see that out of a Sarge, so... Yeah, I mean, at least he's microing what he should be at this point. Gonna lose that army, though. No... Okay, so some pikemen... Did that just appear right there? I did not see that just a moment ago, and suddenly there's 6. Maybe there is 1 or something out, and he made 5 more. I don't know. But yeah, he's got some pikes out there. With some more muskets out from Haza. Haza has a really good score at the moment. 115 and 83 for Osmain. 59 and 69 for Malachite and Pablo. 3 settler wagons just sent from Pablo, and he gets 2 Ulans with that. He does have some pikes out. Interesting. You see what the opponent has. You see that the opponent has muskets. Going pikes into muskets is not very good. But pikes with strelets is an option. We see another barracks coming out right now. Pikes, you don't want to send your pikes into muskets. Oh, you don't want to send your pikes into muskets. Cossacks being cleaned up. We'll see units lost real quick so you guys can see that. Haza has lost 2 muskets, 1 cavalry, 1 hussar. I think he deleted that an outpost and built it more forward. That's why it says one outpost lost. All of the pikes gone for Pablo. I think muskets and crossbows would be a good option here. The 700 food shipped to the FP. Oh, that's rough. That's really rough. Yeah. That's rough for sure. That's really nice to have as Russia in H2 also. 700 food is really, really nice to have. Your units cost so much food. It's nice to have an extra boost. And crossbow and Strelets pop at the same time. And Haza splitting up his cav, getting 4 onto each batch. Well done by him. That's a nice choice there. Some more muskets coming forward. Haza's playing this pretty well, especially not having military shipments. It'd be nice if he had like 6 musketeers at least, but honestly, with how he's playing with this, he doesn't need it. His 2 villagers coming forward, in fact, even his low HP one. Villagers coming forward from Malasite too. You don't want to. I guess the army's moving away. If for whatever reason they didn't notice, it could make a difference. Haza does notice though, and he's gonna take out both villagers. Some more resources over to Malasite and that. Pablo's forward villager probably gonna be going down also. Building a barracks back at home, a blockhouse at home. Yeah, okay. So, trying to think. Obviously, Malasite and Pablo are not going to win this game, but can they push this back some is the question. We do see Haza going to H3, Osmane going to H4. Let's check up on his treaty practicing real quick. He has been hindered a little bit with raids, so had a little bit of idle villager time, putting them in TC and whatnot. Has his 3rd TC over here. He's pretty close to out of hunts. He's got a few. He's got basically half a hunt left, in all. Villagers, settler wagons going down from Haza, or by Haza onto Pablo. Yeah, that's a little bit rough there. Tourney 2v1 Jackpot. That's why you have PR requirement. Well, I just want everyone to be able to sign up if they wanted. Pablo and Malasite, they are they're happy to play this. They're playing just for fun. They're enjoying it, and yeah, they're losing, but they're just wanting to have fun. Playing a tournament, they've never played in a tournament before. Honestly, if you're going to be in tournaments, perhaps if they're going to be in some lower tier tournaments in the future, this will actually help them. It's gonna get like first tournament jitters out of the way and whatnot, hopefully. But yeah, looking really strong for Haza currently. Good crossbow mass, but they don't have any answer to all the cav, all the hussar out from Haza. Osmane is 4th CC going up now. He has sent only 3 shipments so far. Wait, I just realized Team Improved Walls was an H2 on EP. That's really interesting. I'm sure he's sending factories. Yeah, he's sending factories now, but yeah. We do see the crossbow out, doing some work onto the muskets. The cav are raiding. It doesn't look like they saw all these villagers. Do see 2 villagers over here. Yeah, those cav just cleaning up those crossbow nicely. Since these villagers are not on a hunt, okay, I was gonna say since the villagers are not on a hunt, they might not be found. Interestingly enough, no one went for TPs this game. Yeah. GG. Game 4 over to Haza and Osmane. We're going to get into Game 5 shortly. Let's take a look at this real quick. For anyone sticking around, we will have a really good match later on today. Whoa! Silver Shield, thanks for the $10, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. Is it? It's best of 5 Smurf. Or sorry, no, it's play all 5. For play-ins, it's all gonna be play all 5. So yeah, military unit population. You can look at. Let's look at the team stats real quick. They did have a pretty good lead early in military unit population. Whoa. We see Malicite and Pablo made no villagers. They got villager shipments, but they made no villagers after hitting age 2. That is crazy. I think they're trying to rush really hard with how low they are. I was not expecting that. All right. You guys see military unit population. Let's look at resources gathered. Haza, yeah, Haza actually, it's just Brits. Brits even on in Rush just has an insane eco. You can see 16 in the past 2. That's 14 minutes. Perhaps if we had gotten 2 minutes more into the game, it would have been really close. We've seen the last games. 16 minutes is about when a Rush build order gets surpassed by a treaty build order in resources gathered. Yeah, thanks for the donation, man. Appreciate it a lot. This tournament and this stream, all the support from Age of Empires community and others, it would not be possible without you guys. It's just amazing. I'm blown away by the support by all of you. Yeah, that's I appreciate you guys a lot. Yeah, so at 21 GMT, we will have Give You Anxiety and Soldier versus Kinisi, Tit, and Timogen. That is going to be a really, really good match. We do have a 5th game that will be played here, I believe. Just gonna, all right, there we go. Getting into it. And we'll randomize these civs. There is 1 rehost available for Haza and Osmane. No other rehosts available. We're gonna show you guys the civs real quick. This is the old Age of Empires 3 wheel created by Jas or Challenger Marco. Dhaka is map, and we'll look at the nation spinner. Solution be 3v2 versus Haza and King. Yeah, why stats? Well, you're not gonna get let's see, Aztec and China. 1 Aztec, wait. Haza and Osmane, Aztec, and China. And this is the new Age of Empires 3 spinner. It's gonna, yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's crazy how much better it is. Malicite and Pablo get Malicite, Pablo, India, China. All right, Dhaka is the map. So it's gonna be a different map. We did see Manchuria in game number 1, I believe. Yes, game number 1. So we did see a water map already, but Dhaka does have water. It's a different map than Kamchatka. Didn't I already say it? Dhaka, I did already say it, but yeah, we'll get off of that for you guys. Jill almost gathered as much res. Hi. For gameplay. Yeah. I'm gonna ask something real quick. All right. It looks like we're not going to have any re-hosts. So last map, no team re-hosts used. It's not a best of 9, Carl. It is a play all 5. That will allow us to have more accurate seedings for quarterfinals. So yeah, yeah. This is for play-ins. It's just bound to have some pretty unfair matchups. I'm sorry, guys. I'm casting it anyways. It is somewhat entertaining to see how either Haza or Osmane 1v2 and do well. So, yeah. This is game number 5, first play-in match. It is between Elo Hunters, aka Haza and Osmane, versus Lucky 13, aka Pablo P, Malasite, and Chosen by God, who is not playing right now. But yeah, the map is Dhaka. This is a really interesting map. Lots of whales. There is a trade route. There is lots of terrain obstacles, if you will, with lakes and somewhat easy walling at least half the map. Additionally, you have Bhakti Temple as the natives, and they have an upgrade that make you gather from berry bushes 40% faster, and there's a lot of berry bushes on this map. A heck of a lot of berry bushes. Each berry bush has 1,000 resources, and yeah, that's just crazy. Lots of berry bushes there. Additionally, you start, as long as you're not Japan, you start with berry bushes on around your TC too. Going over to shipment sent, we can watch that in a bit. Get this updated for you guys. Yeah, this is all right. So China over to wood. It looks like, yes, it was a wood start. Okay, wood start. It's a wood start, and Aztec has 140 wood. I'm curious to see if he has an ATP card in one of his decks. He could build a ATP if he sends that right away. Although Team 3 Vills might just be better. Looking at the other side, let's look at decks real quick for you guys while we're on that topic. Alright, so we have pretty standard 2v2 deck out from Haza. Osmane, I think, is gonna go more treaty, would be my guess. Let's look at, let's see, Malasite has not picked. We do see Pablo has picked a deck. Pretty decent China deck. Yeah, it's kind of decent. He's got a castle here, which is disappointing, if you will. Perhaps Step Riders would be good, but hey, for his PR, it's a pretty good deck. Look at, let's see, Malasite has not picked a deck yet. Aztec has picked a deck. All right, so they have just neither of them going treaty deck. So we'll see if they both rush this time. Malasite. Let's see his deck. All right, so just kind of a standard deck out from him. Yeah, you feel bad playing normal versus your opponents in the plains, if you know what I mean. Yeah, playing normal. Yeah, I would probably feel bad too. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Haza has picked up a few treasures. Let's look at the treasures real quick. Malasite, so we see 40 wood picked up by Osmane, 30 XP by Pablo, 80 wood by Haza. Those are the 100 food picked up by Osmane. It's a decent amount of food. Pretty decent treasures, but no other ones picked up. I don't believe there's any water decks. That's an important thing to note. Yeah, no water decks for this map. Just looking like it's going to be pure on rush from all players. Haza and Osmane, neither of them having a treaty deck, so unlike the first 4 games of this match, they're not going with that. We do have a villager coming forward. Okay, building a summer palace there. It's actually within range of the shore, possibly. It's really close. I think it might be just out of range of a warship. That would be that'd be definitely a loss if a warship were to take that out. Looking elsewhere, as far as age up goes, we see Aztec is almost age, India is almost age. China, both Chinas are actually pretty close on age up times. Pablo a little bit behind, but compared to the PR difference, that's pretty close. Yeah. To be honest, Pablo, Malasite was training Pablo a little bit last night. So for his PR, for a private, I think it is, he's actually playing pretty well, to be honest. I've seen some privates play, and while last game neither Malasite or Pablo created any villagers, I think that was intended. I think they're just trying to put as much pressure early as possible. I think they recognize that they just need to put pressure early, and that would be the only way to win. But yeah. Okay, so we see double war hut and a village out from Haza and Osmane. I think they're just gonna try to do a normal match as much as possible. Try to get as much of a scrim in, if you will. Trying to play it somewhat normally. Haza is going to get War Academy out really soon, I think. Village was sent. He is probably going to ship some crossbows or something to it. Yeah. Infinite 9 Keshik OP. Or Infinite Keshik one. Orange aging with 8 vills. Did he actually age with 8 vills? Did he get... I think if he did, it's probably because he built a market, because you always have enough wood as India to have at least 9 vills, but maybe that's what he went for. I don't know. The villager's worth more than the hunting upgrade. I know that much. Do have a War Academy out from Haza. Now, those are some interesting building placements that pretty much covers the whole crossing gap. Having a warship over here would do a lot in prohibiting that. Obviously, not obviously, but Malasite and Pablo do not have warships, so it's not really much of a concern unless they built them from a dock. We do see 8 Chukunu is shipped, first from Pablo. Malasite sent 300 export without... Wait, let's look at his deck. Wood Trickle would have been a lot better, because he does not have a consulate out. Unless he's going to build one in just a bit. Which he may do. We do see Haza and Osmane coming forward now. Yeah, they're just trying to put a lot of pressure early. 9 pikes shipped by Haza, and a bunch of Pumas in too. It's all Pumas and pikes, so they're trying to just put a lot of pressure early. Haza and Osmane, I think if they're listening to me talking in between games, they might have heard that... Oh, it deleted the Chukunu to get more pikes out. Are they just going pure Puma and pike? They might be. I think that's what they're doing. Let's look at military units. 15. Yeah, that's what they're doing. He's just deleting his Chukunu. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. They're just going pure pikes, just trying to have fun here. I like the choice to change it up though. Total PR difference of these teams. Total, it's more than 40. It's 42 and 40, I believe, is Haza and Osmane. And Malasite and Pablo is something like 14 and 7 or 14 and 8, something like that. I could be off. It might be 16 and 8. I'm not sure. So even if it was 16 and 8, that's 24 to 82. So 58 PR difference. So yeah, I don't. Neither team was expecting Osmane and Haza Elo Hunters to win this any game, but or to lose any game. But yeah, still casting this game. It's also a good opportunity for viewers and the players in the other games to see the format in action, of the spins and rehosts available, the maps, etc. We do see that Pablo has resigned. Yeah, he just resigned. He wanted out. Let me see something real quick. Um, Question, guys. Right after this game, we may have a match for you guys. It was literally just told me. I don't know if I'm gonna... I've requested to have a more of a what's the word? More of a notice, but Patrick, Sir Musket, Max Magus, Black Duck are asked to play a game or play their game after this. So we could do that if you guys want. I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a break, like 2 to 5 minutes. But yeah, I love the respect out from Malasite, and just GG for the respect of all players. Yeah, it could be in games like this, you could see people trash talking each other, and I really respect that that didn't happen.